I tried to make a DJI Osmo Nano commercial in 2 hours, and here's what happened. All right, so this is the challenge. First up, what gear am I gonna use? Well, obviously the Osmo Nano. And it's basically just gonna be the camera itself with a selfie stick, and I will be using an ND filter on this one, probably ND8. I gotta write a script, so I gotta figure out what this video is gonna be all about. I'm going for a vibey, artsy feel, and I do have some ideas for that in the edit. Now, for the edit, we're gonna handle that in 3 parts. First is gonna be the cut. So we're gonna select the clips and chop it all up into a nice sequence. And second is the sound design, and that's gonna be key here. And third is finding the right music, and that's always a challenge. But I do have an Artlist account, so that should hopefully help us out. Oh, and a fourth thing, we gotta have a killer color grade on this one. Up till now, I've been shooting mostly pretty safe colors on the Osmo Nano, but for this one, I actually want to push a look. And can I do everything in 2 hours, from script to edit? Well, that's the challenge, so let's find out. All right, so we don't want to get too big of an idea because it is only 2 hours and I need to be able to script it. We have to travel to wherever we're going to shoot it, and I still need some time to do kind of a slick edit and color grade because I think that's what's really going to sell this as a authentic commercial feel to it. There is something. So when I was scrolling through my footage, the first footage that I shot with the Osmo Nano, stuff I haven't even shown you, and I kind of do this with every new camera I get. For whatever reason, I seem to go out and shoot street signs. And I think the reason is because, you know, the bold industrial colors, I love the yellows and the reds and just how contrasty signs are, street signs are. And it just kind of demonstrates kind of whatever colors I'm getting out of a camera. And it always just seems to look good. But then the thing is what kind of message is that and how does it tie into, if it's a commercial, I'm obviously selling this idea that, oh, this is a new camera, you might want it, you might want to do something with it. I mean, obviously not just shoot signs, but I want the message to be interesting and different. I think I have something. All right, so we're gonna get started with this. Let's see, 2 hours. Can we get it? So I have no idea what I just got because you can't really see. I'm an idiot. This is one of the advantages of the Nano. You can actually remotely monitor it with the Vision Dock, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, let's start recording. We're recording, and now I'm gonna see what I get. because that's kind of a little trick. Wherever you want to land, start there, and then kind of pull out of the shot to where you think you're beginning. It actually kind of has a cool effect if you do that when you have a bunch of people and they actually end up walking backwards in the shot. But if you don't really want that, it's pretty safe in this case because there were no people in the shot. It's purely just the sign. Okay, so I have no idea what signs are actually gonna cut well together. We're just grabbing pretty much everything and anything, and then we're gonna see how that can come together in the edit. Oh crap. My Vision dock is pretty much dead on battery. Oh, crap. That's kind of a problem because you don't have interchangeable batteries on this thing. Oh, hold on. One sec. Let me see. Crap. Yes. I have my battery pack. So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna grab something to eat. I'm gonna plug this in 15, 20 minutes, we're gonna have full battery again. So we got shawarma. And I've never seen this before. Arizona blueberry white tea. Yeah, that's good. I think that's gonna be underexposed, but whatever. Okay, so where are we for time? We are at 1:05. So we're just about halfway through. This was so annoying. You ever have that situation where you hit record, or you think you hit record, but you actually didn't hit record, and then you hit record again to stop the recording and bring your camera down to your side and you're filming the ground basically the whole time, and then you bring it back up and you get your next clip and you hit record, so you're always just out of sync and you're not actually capturing the footage? That happened with 3 shots for me, and one of those 3 shots was a great moment for this kind of a video, and that was me filming stuff around the ROM, the museum downtown Toronto, and there was another guy there filming with the Osmo Nano at the same time, and we had this kind of interaction like, oh, you got the Osmo Nano? Yeah, I got it too, great camera. And I thought this is gonna be great for this video. I didn't record it. So that's what I was talking about with my FX30, the way it has the red line around the whole frame, letting you know that you're filming. And then these cameras, I wish they would do something like that on these. Cause yeah. So I think we can go up there. All right, so since I was in a time crunch, I didn't get a lot of time to record much of the editing process, but here's a little info on what I did to get this look and the final product. Okay, so let's jump into the color tab. This is the look I was going for, and let's just reverse engineer this and you'll see exactly what it took to get this look. Now, the biggest piece of this is going to be my sepia LUT and how much I dial in to clean up my blacks and kind of even out my skin tones, get rid of those red tones that we so often get. Now this image doesn't have skin tones in it, but let's see what happens when I turn off the sepia LUT, so you can really see how much this is affected by that. So, this is a corrected image from the log footage, the log M footage. So now if we remove the correction and just go back to the D-Log M footage, we can see what we started with. A little bit flat. And then here's the final look. Again, let's just remove the sepia LUT. And this looks okay, but to me, it feels like it has a very video look to it. Whereas when I dial in the sepia LUT, I feel like it's a little more of a film look. And we still have some nice rich colors. Like if we look at the red in the flag and how the greens are, we'll toggle it on and off. See, the reds just get a little bit deeper. The greens become less neon. If you look in the foliage here with it off, and now I'm going to add in the sepia LUT. And how much am I using? Let's go in here. You'll see I'm using 0.5. So basically 50% of the sepia LUT is being dialed into the image. That's kind of my trademark trick that I use in my color grading to really push the kind of look that I like. So let's look at another shot. Here has a lot of color in it. So let's turn off the sepia LUT. Now look how neon that green looks. Again, to me, just a very video look. If I toggle it back on, and that looks a lot more pleasing to me. All right, and as far as my edit goes, let's start with sound design. And before we get into what my music selection was and anything else, let's just talk about the little swooshes and little sound design details that I added in to kind of elevate this. I'm soloing this audio 2 track here, so let's just listen. Riser there. Let's enable this one as well. Okay, so that was just a little bit of the audio that I picked up from the Osmo Nano on the street and just kind of cut it in and out abruptly to give that kind of feel to it. More there, just from the street sounds, but I did speed up that clip to give time-lapse or hyperlapse kind of look to it. And I let the audio actually be sped up as well, which kind of gave it an interesting effect. And you hear a little bell ringing in the back. This was something I picked up from the sound effects library in my Artlist account. And I just felt with all these overhanging wires, a streetcar wasn't in the shot, but I just kind of wanted that old streetcar kind of sound. So I think you get the idea. I'm just kind of elevating some of the transitions and what we're seeing and just to give it a feeling to it. There was just the audio from the camera where you actually heard my footsteps through the leaves. And then I have my music selection, so I'll just disable those. And if you're listening on just your cell phone with kind of subsonic bass sound in there, but or you might hear it a little bit, hopefully, because that is kind of the pulse. I wanted the pulse kind of sound under it to give a kind of close to the heart feel. Again, this was a music selection I was able to find on Artlist. So another little note is I really like to dial in what's happening in the visual to the audio. So when I hear something in the audio, I feel like a conductor. I want to do the visual conduction of this. So as you can see in this shot, the sunlight just glares there for a second. See how that kind of syncs up with a little sound that's going on in the background of that music. It's kind of a little almost choir hum. You hear that? And just those little subtleties is what I like to dial into my edit to really give it a feeling. You know, that's what's important to me, is that you feel something when you watch one of my videos. All right, we made it, and just on time. I feel like if I had a little more time, I would have went a little bit further with it, but considering it was just 2 hours, I'm really pleased with how it came out. Anyway, this is the video. If you like it, hit that like button, and here it is.